right now, we have written a programs. We have created a Visual Force pages. Every Visual Force page we created, either we are using a standard controller or we are using a controller. That means, if I use a standard controller, what does it mean? We are taking the standard properties of given object. If you are taking a controller, everything we are defining as a custom. So either we are going completely to a custom or completely to a standard. But we are not taking a combination of it. I am going either completely standard or custom. Let me give you one quick example. So I am building my Visual Force page. I am using standard controller. Record I am using. If I am using standard controller record, what does it mean? We are referring to the properties of record in the VF page. I have some page. Value equal to apex input field value equal to what is the value? Apex input field value equal to one dot 4 value equal to account dot name phone industry type. Account dot account dot annual revenue, account dot annual revenue, account dot this is how I create. Now I am creating here page of products. I am just trying to save action equal to save. When I say action equal to save, already these actions are defined by Salesforce. On every S object, the Salesforce has already defined some actions. Value. Right. So I will preview. I will preview. Now we got it. New account, account information, basic. So I created my own page. Now what happened? I created my own page. This page, I want to replace the standard page with this page. Whatever the standard page we have, account, When I click on the new button, we are getting this page. I don't want this page. This page need to be replaced with my custom page. So what I'm doing now, I don't want the standard page. As per my business requirement, I don't want to show the standard page. I want to go with my custom page. What are the fields that Salesforce is giving? What are the standard page that Salesforce is giving? I don't want. I want to create my own page. If you want to create your own page, what are you trying to do? I don't want the standard page of Salesforce. When you click on the new button, Salesforce is giving this page. I don't want this page. I want the page to be in different format. I don't want this page. I want my page to be in different format. So what I'm doing? Setup, build, customize, accounts. What are you finding here? Buttons and then you are finding all the links and buttons. In this, we have a button called new button. Replace new button with. Now, why only 2 classes are coming here? 2 pages are coming. There are so many pages we have created in the last 30 days or 40 days. We have created so many pages. Why only 2 pages are coming? Why only 2 pages are coming? Because if you want to replace any one of the standard pages or a button on an object, on whichever the object you are trying to replace, that object has to be defined as standard controller in the VF page. If you want to replace any one of the standard page or any one of the standard button, if you want to replace any one of the standard page or any one of the standard button on an object, that object has to be defined as standard controller on the VF page. There is a reason only 2 pages are coming. Only there are 2 Visual Force pages on which we have standard control equal to account. Why? We are overriding the button of account. So VF pages which have used standard control equal to account, only they will be given here. Then go back to this account, new. When you click on new, look at this. What is opening here? My custom page is open. So when I click on the new button, my custom button is open. Now here I am giving some data. I am giving. When it is saving, record is saving. But according to my requirement, when we save, record should not be saved. It has to verify, are there any duplicate records? No duplicate records are there, then the record should be saved. When I click on save, record should not be saved. Verify, are there any duplicate records available? If there are any duplicate records available, then throw error message. If there is no duplicate record available, create a record, send an email to the owner of the record, once your account is created successfully. Now, is the Salesforce is providing this functionality? No. Salesforce is giving a save button. When I click on save, record is getting saved. But according to my requirement, record should not be saved directly. When I click on save, verify the duplicate record. If there is any duplicate record, throw error message. There is no duplicate record. Create the record and send the email to the customer. Boss, your account is created successfully. Then what I want? I want some function to be modified. But if you look at this, my requirement is the remaining functionality should be the same. Same standard functionality should come, but some of the standard functionality should be replaced. If you want to replace the standard functionality with your logic, you need to go for FX class. You need to go for what? FX. I don't want to override everything. Why? If I write everything as a custom, and define controller, then the Visual Force page cannot be used to override. If you want to override a button on account object, it is an account. On account object, we have some buttons like new, cancel, save, delete, account tab. So these are the If you want to replace the standard functionalities of any one of these buttons, you want to replace the standard functionality of any one of these buttons with custom Visual Force page, with your own Visual Force page, then what should happen? If it is an account, standard controller is a must. It is a must that you have to use standard control equal to account. If you want to override any one of the standard pages or standard buttons with any one of the custom pages or buttons, with any one of the custom Visual Force pages, if you want to override any one of the standard Visual Force pages, if you want to override any one of the standard buttons, standard pages with the Visual Force pages, if you want to override any one of the standard pages, standard buttons with the Visual Force pages, that Visual Force page should have standard controller equal to name of the object. Now, when I define standard controller, can I define a controller here? Either we can give a controller or we can define a standard controller. Right. When I give standard controller, I don't want all the standard functionality. Some of the functionality should be modified. Now, what I did? So, whatever the functionalities that you want to modify, they have to be defined in FX class. But if you define a standard controller, I cannot define a controller. That's why the concept is called extension. The concept is called extension. When it's extension, standard controller properties plus extending the custom functionality to FX class. Standard controller extensions to FX class. Standard controller extensions to FX class. What all the standard properties you want to use them. If you want to define any one of your own functionality, define those functionalities in extensions. What is that extension? It is an FX class. So standard controller with the extension. If you want to use both the standard controller and controller together, then the controller has to be defined as extension. Are you getting the point here? Then first point here. If you are trying to use an extension concept, generally in the VF page, I have if I am using any controller in the VF page, what is the issue that we have? Is it accepted? In the VF page, can I call a class which has a constructor with parameter? Constructor with parameter? If any class you want to call in the VF page, that class or a method should not have parameters. Now, this is the first point what we discussed where you are using a controller. Right. If you are trying to use any FX class within a Visual Force page, that FX class should not have any parameters and that method should not have any runtime other than void or page reference. Now, you cannot call this within the Visual Force page. If you want to call, should be what? Zero parameters constructor. It should be what? Zero parameters constructor. Zero parameters constructor. What? If you want to define anything as extensions, then FX class should have any one of the parameters. What are the parameters? FX page dot So, what should I use as a parameter? If you want to use any FX class as an extension, then FX class should have any one of these two parameters. What are they? FX pages dot standard controller, FX pages dot standard set controller. What we need to do? FX pages dot standard controller, FX pages dot standard set controller. Any one of these has to be used. If you want to use any FX class as an extension, then constructor of the class should have any one of the parameters. What is that? Apex pages dot standard controller or Apex pages dot standard set controller. I'll tell you what is the purpose of that in the next session, but understand the syntax. Now, here I want to look at the point Apex. Standard controller. Then it has a constructor. Now this we are defining as what? So if you want to use any Apex class as an extension in the VF page, that class should have constructor with one parameter. That is what? Apex pages dot standard controller or Apex pages dot standard set controller. Are you clear about this? Okay. Now, if you look at the point here, standard controller, this will refer to one record. This is used to refer to one record. This is used to refer to one record. Standard set controller, this will refer to group of record. If you want to refer to a single record, standard controller we use. If you want to refer to a group of records, standard set controller we are going to use. Standard controller or standard set controller. If you want to refer to a single record, standard controller. If you want to refer to a group of records, standard set controller. Are you clear about this? Now, what is the advantage of using this standard controller and standard set controller? In a standard controller and standard set controller, there are so many predefined functions which are available, using which we can perform the operation very fast. There are so many predefined functions available to perform the actions faster. So what are the predefined actions we have? Let me show you. Standard controller. Like we got save, edit, list, view. Look at the list of methods what we have. What are the fields? Cancel, delete. So whichever the record you are referring, that record dot cancel, the record dot save, the record dot delete, the record dot delete, the record dot get ID, get record, reset, save, view. All these are what? Predefined functionalities. If you want to save the record, controller dot save. If you want to delete the record, controller dot delete. If you want to cancel the record, controller dot cancel. You want to get the ID of the record, controller dot get ID. So all these are what? Predefined functions which are available, using which you can refer to the, you can perform the few of the operations quicker without writing custom logic. Generally, when you want to save, you get a record and say insert ACC. Here we can say save. You want to delete, you have to write delete ACC. Here I can say record dot delete. So there are predefined API. Instead of writing our own logic, there are some predefined methods which are available, which will help you out in achieving some functionalities. There is a reason we are going for this. Basically, extensions are used for what? Basically, what is the purpose of extension? What is the purpose of extension? If you want to use standard controller and controller together in a single page, then we are going to use a concept called extensions. Now, why we need to go for extensions? The point is that either we can define a standard controller or a controller. Then, if you want to write your own logic, why don't you go for a custom controller only? Don't take standard controller, write everything as a custom controller. Yes, sir. But if you want to override any one of the standard pages, then your standard controller is not going to accept it. Then define controller, we can write everything. Then they told, boss, if you want to override any one of the standard pages or standard buttons, that Visual Force page should have standard control equal to the object. So standard control has become a mandatory for me. Then, but if I want to use the same standard functionality, why should I go for extensions? Why should I go for creating a new page? If you want to use the same standard functionality, what is the use of creating again? What is the use of creating again? Go to page level and modify everything. Go to page level and modify everything. I don't want to use the same standard functionality. I want to modify some of the standard functionality. That is the reason I am going for Visual Force pages. I don't want to use the same functionality. I want to modify it. That is the reason I am going for Visual Force. But if you want to modify, already you are using a standard controller. You don't have any. You cannot use controller. Then they give standard controller extensions. So if you want any FX class to be used as an extension, the FX class should have a constructor with a parameter. What is the parameter? FX pages dot standard controller, FX pages dot standard set controller. Am I clear? Right? That's all from my end. We'll continue to. Wait with it. Wait with it. Wait with it. Good up. See, when you have, so as per your requirement, you may say, are you providing a service for everyone, or are you providing a service for registered user? If you say that you are providing a service for everyone, you can take the contract. Now, if you don't say that you are providing a service for everyone, right? You are only providing a service for a specific people. Then check whether that user is among that list of specified people or not. Now, the logic is your choice. Whether you want to use the contract or not is your choice. You get my point? That's all from my end.